Nasser Al-Khori believes sport has the transformative power to change people's lives. He's committed to harnessing that power to create positive change for marginalized children around the world. Generation Amazing serves as a proud legacy of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. Under Nasser Al-Khori's leadership, the foundation aims to inspire a new wave of innovative leaders.
It's not just playing football, it's learning life skills. We create more inclusive societies and we bring and unite people.
As an influential executive in the global sports community, Nasser Al-Khori is also the UNESCO Chair on Governance and Social Responsibility in Sport. Hey Nasser.
Hi Adel.
Got some good talent right here.
Yeah, we do.
The future team.
Exactly. Yeah, oh, watch out.
Nasser, Generation Amazing Foundation has created a safe space here in Doha for Palestinian children who were evacuated from Gaza. They participate in weekly sporting activities curated specifically for them. But this goes way beyond just kicking a ball on a football pitch. What's the goal of this program?
For the Gaza evacuees here that we have in Doha, we've been doing a lot of psychosocial support through sports, through football and other activities. So we create sort of a safe environment for them to be able to express themselves, talk about, hardships and kind of, difficult things that they've gone through. We look at sports as a way to resolve, trauma, but also like other conflict and issues around mental health as well. We're training coaches to be able to lead these sessions within their community. So it's, us kind of unlocking their potential, giving them the tools and what they need to be able to kind of empower themselves. What we're also trying to do now is create a young team of Palestinians to be able to compete in tournaments locally. So this is kind of in a nutshell what we've done on the sports side. We've also done writing workshops, again looking at trauma, post-trauma. Writing is a great way to express yourself, and we have a group that on a weekly basis sit with a professor that basically looks at writing as a form of expression.
So that's a look at what's happening at the local level, but Generation Amazing has an international reach. What's your global vision?
We are the flagship legacy foundation of the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022. We look at how sports could be used as a tool for human and social development, to again embed values, build resilience, kind of create global citizens. And sports is an amazing platform. We've all witnessed how sports kind of transcend cultural barriers and boundaries, and I think this is why we kind of utilize sports, and we try to kind of create these programs where we create more inclusive societies and we bring and unite people. It's not just playing football, it's learning life skills, it's learning communication skills, leadership skills, teamwork, all these values that we believe in. We're not a football academy, we're not a sports academy, but we kind of are there to support the development, the human and social development of the community itself.
Cafu, Beckham, Xavi, just some of the incredible ambassadors who share Generation Amazing's vision and mission to inspire and empower youth. What kind of characteristics do you look for in ambassadors?
We're looking for people that share the similar vision of Generation Amazing, that again want to use sports for social and human development. And I think this is the power of legends like these individuals that again are not just lending their name and voices, but they're going the extra mile. So we've had, Xavi, for example, visiting our community club in India, visiting Omesh, one of our advocates, going into his house, playing football with him in his own community. We've had, Cafu do a lot of similar, youth activations in Brazil in the lead up to the World Cup there. David Beckham have been very engaged, obviously, in the Doha community with our, kind of different community clubs here, with our festivals. It's these amazing kind of role models that everybody looks up to, especially the youth that, are able to inspire and are able to create that change. This is why we are very lucky to kind of be able to work with such legends.
Nasser, we're now inside the Khalifa International Stadium. Originally built in 1976, this stadium has hosted several historic sporting events, including 8 World Cup matches. What's your favorite memory here, and why is Khalifa Stadium such an important part of the legacy of Qatar 2022?
This stadium is historic. For us, the World Cup was not a 30-day tournament, it's beyond that. And going back to your question about my favorite memories, that was in the lead up to the World Cup, we had a lot of Afghans transitioning through Doha during the displacement that took place in Afghanistan, and we hosted the national women's team, and after a couple of conversations with the team and FIFA, we decided to organize a friendly football match between our team and the Afghan women's national team, and we did it here. Yeah.
Now, sports has the incredible ability to strengthen international relations. We saw that firsthand at the World Cup. Is sports diplomacy at the core of your role?
With Generation Amazing, I mean, everything we do, there's that, diplomacy thread that connects everything. But also, top down, we work a lot with UN agencies, with governments, with ministries, to also make sure that sports diplomacy is on the agenda and that we can work together bilaterally to kind of, again, encourage, these programs to support youth and underprivileged communities around the world.
You were recently appointed the UNESCO Chair for Governance and Social Responsibility in Sport. What does that role mean to you, and tell us a bit what your outlook for that position?
The idea behind the chair is that we are able to kind of influence the policy and kind of recommendations around research. We've created some sort of, in a way, it's best practice in terms of sports and social impact. So the idea is that we want to kind of make sure that that's shared with the rest of the world, so people can kind of look at us and Generation Amazing, Qatar World Cup as an example, but also to influence policy and set recommendations for again, governments and officials to kind of use sports for social impact.
Now, I imagine you must have heard many harrowing stories during your missions, and I also imagine sport must help you bring some level of sanity. But outside of this pitch, what brings you peace?
I love art, especially Middle Eastern, Arab art. I think some of the artists and works that talk about resilience and kind of promote culture and dialogue, and I think there's just beauty in that. I've also started collecting art over a couple of years. It's an amazing way for me to disconnect and kind of also in a way that telling the history of the region and the diversity that exists as well. I mean, art is a great example of that.
And you're a source of inspiration for a lot of the young people. What is it about this generation that is so amazing to you and keeps you going?
I think the fact that this generation is like so interconnected. I mean, it's amazing to see that they can come together and talk about almost everything, no matter what divides, whether it's culture, whether it's language. They always find a way to communicate and to be able to kind of talk to each other. And I think that's so important because dialogue is really important. Cultural understanding is really important. We've seen it in our festivals. Every festival that we organize, we bring kids from different parts of the world. They meet each other, and then we're all nervous because we're like, okay, what's going to happen? But in a matter of minutes, they become friends. And then towards the end of the trip, they don't want to leave and they're crying and saying goodbyes. At the end of the day, they have more in common than differences.
Dialogue is really important, and it's very important for us to have you on the dialogue. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Adil. Of course, thank you.